Welcome back to the Stoop Football Fans. It's your boy Lolo. I'm here with Mark again. We hope you guys enjoy this recorded piece, but if you guys want to be with us live and chat with us and be all in the comments section, you can join us every Friday for happy hour, trivia, football, banter, nonsense. Lots of nonsense. Every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That is midnight in the UK. Come join us, have a beer, talk some trash about other people's teams. But for now, enjoy this piece and hit that like button, the subscribe button. Here we go. Okay, Mark, it's time. It's been a few days. It's been a few days since I woke up on the first day of the year, 7 a.m, hungover as shit, probably still drunk. But I was up and I was tweeting and texting and getting ready for the Arsenal match, the Arsenal-Man City match. And I got to say, for the most part, at least through the first 45 minutes, I was so pumped up. Yeah. And I was so proud of my team.
Yeah. You guys were gonna take that.
You know, the last time I woke up that early to watch Arsenal play Man City, I was also drunk. It was at my buddy Taylor's wedding the night before. Got in like 3 or 4 and woke up at 7 on a couch, turned my laptop on, watched us give up 3 goals and a red card. And I was like, okay, and shut it. And so I was just praying that this wasn't going to be the case again. I just didn't want Arsenal to show up to this and cower. I wanted us to
you guys stood tall. You
guys
stood tall and you puffed up your chest and you stuck your nose right in Goliath's groin or gut or wherever you come up on a Goliath, wherever David came up on Goliath, and you spat in their face.
Away, by the way, he had.
Well, whatever. You guys weren't backing down. You weren't backing down. You know.
And I gotta say, I've taken some time to reflect. I didn't want to. I fought every impulse to run outside and record a show where I ranted and raved. Because a lot of that was fueled towards the referees and VAR. And the more I sit back and think about everything, like, there's a big part of me that is like, shut the fuck up. Like, stop. How dare you blame any of this on VAR and referee, on the officiating? That's the sign of a sore loser. And I give everyone else shit when it happens. But where I'm actually really mad is that it's happening on a broader scale. And we'll get into that. That's where my frustrations with VAR are and the refereeing. It was on a bigger scale than just my club. I was just eating it that morning.
Right. No, this has been going on for a number of weeks.
So
it's been going on for a number of weeks, but I don't think.
Can we just take the VAR and the refereeing and all that in the Arsenal match and save it for a conversation and just talk about the football?
Sure.
Because there was some beautiful football being played.
There was some beautiful football that was played, but unfortunately, the same issue that bites Arsenal in the ass bit y'all in the ass again. And that's discipline. Look, whether or not Gabriel should have gotten that first yellow, whether it was for dissent or stomping on the point, whatever, the spot, whatever it was, he has to know, in the same way that Jimenez should have known that he had just gotten a yellow, that he should at least take a few moments before you clatter into someone like that. Look, it's not the fact that he got the yellow card or the second yellow. It's the fact that he took the risk and might have gotten it. It never, like, that discipline of it didn't occur to him. Yeah. And you guys had 10 minutes where you guys were just like Atwell was handing out yellow cards like Pez.
To us.
Like it was a Stuart Atwell Pez dispenser, but you guys were the ones that were losing composure, and City was just like, oh, we're just gonna let this happen. We're gonna step away. We're gonna let them be angry, and it in my mind it ruined some beautiful football by your team, because you guys were gonna smack them in the face. You guys were going to beat them. In the same way that the Wolves should have beat them.
Yeah.
You know? And
because remember, the red card came immediately following what should have been a goal. What should have been a goal for us.
Correct.
That was the Nathan Ake thing. Save. And it gets cleared out, and Gabriel's just watching it happen. And then like, oh wait, what the fuck? And Jesus is right there, and he's like, ugh, like that's him not knowing if anyone is behind him, not knowing where any other City player is. That's him freaking out, and it's a loss of composure. And Mark, I am so glad that we did not shoot anything immediately after, because I wouldn't be able to hear your point. I was that angry, as we all get.
And I purposefully, even though Najee and some of our other folks that we have on our chat, I was just like, you know what? Let them bitch and complain, and let them have their minute before I start chiming in. Yeah. And I don't even think I did. I think this is the first I've even spoke to you about the match.
Yeah,
other than it was a tough loss.
You said that, actually, because we were actually ragging on you, saying like, bring it on, Mark. Mark is going to start saying how Arsenal, here we go. And you actually were like, no, you guys, I'm going to be quiet on this one.
And if it wasn't for a pinball, a rub of the green to get to Rodri, I think you guys walk away with a point.
You know, Kevin De Bruyne just showed a moment of brilliance. We owned him for so much of the match. And then I saw it when I forgot who was defending him, but they were going to continue pressing and go and get the ball. And they were like, no, defensive. Let's get back. And that's when De Bruyne was like, oh, you're going to give me like 7 yards or like 5 yards of space? No. And he dinked the perfect ball, because if Holding doesn't head that, there's 2 City players there. He heads it bad. He actually gets to it and just heads it fucking bad. But here, once again, he shouldn't be on the pitch.
Did you cringe a little bit when he took to the pitch? Because I did.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, I was like, oh, this is not going to end well.
I don't mind Rob Holding next to Gabriel. Fine. Okay, now we have two big ass dudes.
Yeah.
Him and Ben White, I'm like, like Ben White got a little taste of the crowd enjoying him going forward when he played right back the other day. Where I'm like, you need to remember to defend, son. But so where we're bouncing all over the place. I just want to, and it had to have sucked for Mikel Arteta to not be on the sideline. Can you imagine? This is probably the game he had circled. Like,
yeah, and his head would have exploded. Okay, so let me back up here. Do you think there's that loss of composure if Arteta is on the sideline? Or do you think this is just?
I would love to say no, but I don't want you to then bring back the Arteta's Arsenal has 1 billion red cards. I would like to.
You guys broke the century mark with this one.
Yeah, we tapped it. It's not like we got 10 more.
We're the right first team in the Premier League to have 100.
Xhaka was furious at Gabriel. He's like, I've been eyeing that 100th red card. That's mine. Everybody knows that's mine.
He's like waiting on eBay.
He even tried
clicking the refresh button.
I'm gonna so blatantly grab little Bernardo Silva. I'm gonna lift him in the air. Hopefully, I'll get my red card. No, that's why Xhaka was furious.
When he got I think he got his first yellow for dissent, and I was like, oh fuck, here it comes. Here comes the red. And Gabriel beat him to the punch, and I thought the same thing. I was like, "Wow, it was a 10-minute swing." You know,
maybe only 10 minutes because of the VAR.
2 minutes, 2 minutes between the penalty and Gabriel's getting sent off,
and we almost scored in that 2 minutes. Like we should have fucking scored. Martinelli should have tapped it in, and we would have scored. Anyway,
Martinelli should have had 4.
Let me just address your point of the discipline. And listen, we're building something from the ground. Pretty much from the ground up here is Mikel Arteta's vision. That's what we're seeing. Is he's going to go with the younger players that he can mold. A good number, a few of them, Hale End boys, have been here for a long time of their short lives. But then bringing in good talent that's going to play for the team, like Tomiyasu, even Ben White, Nuno Tavares, Sambi Lokonga, people who feel pride wearing this badge, and he can mold them into his dream, and with a few number of more experienced players. That's why Xhaka's gonna start if Xhaka's fit. Like it or not, Arsenal fans, we're putting little to no experience out on the pitch. At world experience. These kids, yes, these guys have a lot more Premier League time than a lot of adults, 30-year-old professionals who are in the league, because they've played. Look at Smith Rowe and Saka for instance.
Sure.
Ben White played every match last year, so he's got a lot of Premier League experience, but it's the life thing. And when you're doing that, poor Lacazette was like a fucking referee himself out there for our own team, trying to be as good a captain as he could possibly be and calming people down. But when it gets like this, and the fact that we were winning only heightened things. Like, had we been losing and they got the penalty, it would have been a lot of, oh, fuck.
Yeah, we've seen this before.
And we were better. We were better.
Yeah,
Pep had to change shit at halftime. We didn't.
Yep.
So, but with that comes the possibility of losing composure, because composure is something you get as you get older. If there's a young kid with composure, that's the headline. Right. That's not the norm.
Right.
So I just didn't expect it to be Gabriel. That was one of the biggest letdowns.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was our team feeling ourselves. It was what's younger than a millennial? I don't know. Whatever these kids are, these 19, 20-year-olds, 24-year-olds.
A quarantine.
No, these aren't COVID babies. Oh, my COVID babies. No, but
COVID.
With the youthful play and the exuberance and the ability to field basically the exact same team for like 7 matches in a row, 6 or 7 matches in a row, with that energy and shit comes the possibility to start smelling yourself and get hyped up. And that's when a team like Manchester City can easily take on Pep's energy of calma, chicos, let them fuck this up.
Yep, exactly. And that's what they do.
And
they just sit back and they wait.
Absolutely did.
And Gabriel came off, and then Gundogan came on, and who else came on? Somebody else came on that was more offensive minded.
Did Grealish come on?
Grealish is in the doghouse or something. I have no idea what's up with him. No, actually, It was the first it was the only substitution in 2 games for Pep Guardiola. What a fucking luxury. I'm not going to sub anybody today. We're going to beat
Gundogan for Bernardo Silva, right?
It was for Jesus.
I thought he brought Silva off.
No, I'm looking at it right now. But look,
I think Jesus was on a yellow. Was he?
No.
He wasn't.
No, Rodri was on a yellow, but that's because he took his shirt off.
Shirt at the end. He should have been on a yellow before already.
Bernardo Silva had the yellow.
Yeah.
And I think Silva got his
the 94th minute. The 90th minute or something.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure.
They didn't get carded until the end of the match.
Right.
But listen, it comes down to I hate to say it, but when teams are this fucking good, composure has a lot to do with it. And as heated as it was, you saw the way they celebrated that goal. That's composure coming to a fucking head and the cork popping on it because they got the goal and it was done and they knew it. They knew it was done. It was nearly the last fucking kick of the game. I think we had a few. We had like a corner after that, I think. But listen, I'm so proud of Arsenal for this last run of matches all the way up to Everton. But I think we learned from Everton. You saw Martin Odegaard came out after the Everton match and said we went up 1-0 and we're like and for some reason we stopped attacking. Like we stopped. We thought that was enough.
You were like, I mean, I didn't understand why you were like in the first half. You were like, let's eat the clock.
Yeah, we're done. Are you kidding me?
It's Everton. Rafa.
That hasn't happened since. It hasn't happened since, Mark. And that's the big difference is we've gotten an early goal and it gone for the kill. And we've been putting up multiple goals.
Right.
And we should have had multiple goals against City. Martinelli has been fantastic and he just missed. I swear to God, that one run where he beat Cancelo twice. Most people do not beat Cancelo once. He beat him twice in one run. And had he finished it, it would have been one of the greatest Arsenal goals of all time.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. That run from start to finish to beat a defender like Cancelo, who I've seen get beaten and steal the ball with like a whip around back kick. Like whip his back leg around and steal the ball with his back turned. The crazy shit he does. Either way, once again, I can't stress enough. I'm proud of my team for going out there and fighting. I'm disappointed in my team for losing your shit for 10 minutes. I'm going to chalk this one up to the youth and smelling ourselves. And I think this loss, if our players can get over the fucking VAR and referee issue, if they're not drinking that, and Mikel Arteta has come in and made them own that loss, which they need to do. Mikel Arteta can be as mad at the refs and VAR as he wants over here. But in the locker room, they need to own that. Not just Gabriel, not just Xhaka. Everyone lost their heads. And they lost their shape. And you do that against a team like City, Liverpool, Chelsea, game's over. Fuck, even Tottenham and Man United.
You got a derby coming up, man. Today.
You know, if we lose our heads for 1 minute, Kane's over the top with the and we're probably penalty in the box, and Kane's gonna put it away. Like, and we're playing at Scheidhart Lane. You know, like. Anyway, Mark, done with that match. Last thoughts on that match for you?
You know, it just came down to the luck. The luck was on City's side, and because that ball caroms off of, I don't know who it caroms off of, and lands literally in Rodri's lap 4 yards from the keeper. And as good as Ramsdale is, he just didn't know where it was coming from, and it was almost like the Saka goal, because it could, like, the keeper's like looking, that he doesn't know if Saka's going to get it or who was shadowing Saka on that goal. Anyway, it was that same thing where it was just like,
oh no, Saka was shadowing. So like it was going.
Was he shadowing with Lacazette? Yeah.
Lacazette was in the middle, and Lacazette dummied it, I believe.
Something happened. I don't
or
think
just
so.
let it go through.
I just let it. I think it let it go through.
But everyone's focused on Lacazette in the middle.
What
of
the McTominay did with Ronaldo, where he just like Ronaldo got like kind of lost track of it, and McTominay just said mine.
Yeah, and we remember, and people are saying like, oh, you see that with who was it, like Laporte or somebody with the assist, and I'm like, that was a shot. He fucked that shot up. He should have scored. Don't tell me it's a fucking assist.
Right.
Give the assist to Kevin De Bruyne if you're going to give it to anybody. That was the one moment of absolute brilliance that we could not cope with, and we almost did.
Right. Exactly.
And if that falls, to me, that one moment when I saw De Bruyne kick it, I remember thinking, come get it, Ramsdale. And you see Ramsdale take a step, but it's a crowded box, and he decides not to. Ends up probably being the right decision, because he probably saves Laporte's shot, but one of our guys gets in the way, and it falls to Rodri.
To be honest, I don't like when Ramsdale leaves his line. I just his recovery time.
You're
if
talking
he makes
95th minute and shit.
Absolutely.
To come up and punch Superman, punch that ball the fuck out of here, and you saw him go. He had a split second of hesitation, and as a keeper, if you hesitate, don't go. Deal with it. But if you hesitate, you're gonna miss it, and something worse is gonna happen, and a penalty. That's probably what he was thinking. He's like, if I go for that, they're going to call a fucking penalty on me somehow.
Right.
I'm going to end up punching some Rodri in the back of the head, and Arsenal fans would love him even more. And thank you guys so much for watching. We've got tons more content coming out all the time. So hit that subscribe button and click the bell, and you'll get notified every time we decide to release a video, because sometimes they're at like midnight, and if you're sleeping, you want that chime in your ear, and you go, oh, those crazy dudes out in Brooklyn are talking. That's us.
That's us.
Oh, and click these buttons too. These videos.
Click all the buttons. Click all the things.
And like it as well. Yeah. God, that sucks.